Hey, I wanted to show off some of the squashes that I grew this year before I chop them all up and eat them. Oh, River's here with us. Hi, River. You're so big. Here's one of them. It's an acorn squash. But I gotta show you this pumpkin that I grew. Some of it is currently simmering over here. Let me show you my crock pot situation. It's like a Moroccan inspired stew. But I used some of this really, let me just show you the pumpkin. Okay, so here's a quarter of it. See how thick it is? And it's the most beautiful, bluish green color. I'm not sure what type of pumpkin it is. I do know the family that it's in, and I have some guesses, so.
Is that a video?
Yeah, I'm just making a video for some friends. So yeah, it's very sweet. It smells almost like a melon, and it's the biggest pumpkin I've ever grown as well. This is my 4th year. Yeah, I'm wrapping up my 4th year gardening, and I'm just amazed that I grew this, and it tastes good. I ate a chunk of it raw, and I gave some to Leonard, and we both loved it. It tastes good.
What?
Yeah, no, do you want to try something?
Okay.
Okay.
Are you sure it tastes good? Because it don't very much like
pumpkin. Want to try some, River? Want to try a bite?
Hi!
You want some? Okay. Try this. Here, try that. Try it.
Oh, what's it taste? It tastes great.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
But so it tastes a bit sweet.
It tastes a little bit sweet. Smell it. It smells kind of a little bit like a melon. It's a pumpkin.
It tastes.
You like it?
Wait, look how big this thing is. Don't knock it down.
Y'all go play. I'm gonna make this video for my friends. You can find something. I believe in you.
Me too.
So yeah, so that is, I guess, the main pumpkin I have to show you. But there's also this really cool thing called a candy roaster squash that I grew. All right, I have 2 of them. They're right here. I'm gonna grab them. Alright, so just wait for it. Look at this thing. Look at it. Okay, so I have 2 of these, and they're about the same size. They're both curing right now in my pantry. This is a delicata squash from my friend Z's garden.
Don't do that, Mom.
It's okay. It's alright.
That hurts my eardrums.
Yeah, and then here's a cute little small pumpkin that I grew as well. So I'm gonna set it out here for our fall aesthetic situation going on.
I'm covering all the holes.
There's more that I have to show you, but I guess maybe we'll save that for a later time. How are you doing? Are you slowing down? Are you enjoying time with yourself?
pictures. Everybody, hold on. Well, no.
Tell me like what you've been up to, if you feel like sharing. I've been hearing from a lot of you. Yeah, you can go in the back way. Yeah, that's fine, dude. That you're slowing down, and I really love that for you guys. I have, this table tends to be one of the places where I just like put things that I know I need to deal with, if not today, then really soon. So these are some calendula flowers that I picked, and they're drying. I have, you know, my little collection of calendula flowers that I've picked this year. I have a pretty small patch of calendula, but they give you a decent amount, and it's one of those things where the more you pick, the more it seems to grow. And then I need to plant these garlic, like, probably tonight. So more than likely, I'll be doing that. Be doing that later, sort of like creepily in the dark. I wouldn't say I do a lot with like midnight gardening, but I do a fair amount. It's cold? Okay, well you don't have to be out there. You just can if you want to.
Can I have some blueberries?
Yeah, please have some blueberries. You know, I've been thinking about how I would possibly share more of me without being on social media, and like, how would I do that with how loud my house is and everything that's going on and all the things that I have to do every day. And then, you know, it sort of occurred to me, why don't I just offer the doorway, you know? So I figure that you guys can stop by when you feel like it. So, do you have a question for the cards? Because these three just jumped out. So let's see. Okay. Wow. The Eight of Pentacles. This is so interesting to me right here. I'm just, let me be really brief. Y'all know I'm not always good at that. So steadily working on what is. Do you guys mind not yelling while I'm doing this video, please?
You're recording it?
Yeah.
You can record it all around the world?
It's recording right now. Yep, live. Can y'all calm down a little bit while I'm doing this? You can be, hey, I'll make a deal with you. You can be loud after I make this, okay? Alright, thank you. Okay, so this is you steadily building on what is important to you. I know that y'all already know this. Not a single person needs me to tell you, but wealth and abundance and value and resources, all of these things are... Hey, can you guys please quiet down while I'm doing this?
Hey, Mom. The
Yes.
axolotls are for some reason killing all of the salmon and squids in the lake.
Okay. Do you guys mind quieting down while I'm recording this, please?
Okay.
Thank you. Just for a few minutes, thanks. Okay, so yeah, this is you carving that out and figuring, like, you're being very slow and methodical about what it is that you're working on. And like I was saying, a second ago, a lot of our societal, cultural, familial programming around what is worth spending our time on, what is worth spending our energy on. I think that for a lot of you, you're really taking the time to, you've already been reconsidering these things, but right now it feels like you're getting to another layer of that realization of sort of like, what is it that you're working towards, and like, what are the foundations of what you're working upon? Maybe you're tending to those foundations right now, and getting to new layers of what is valuable, meaningful to you. This is really deep work. I'm getting here with the King of Pentacles reversed that you've had some major realizations about what is not the King of Pentacles, like what does not provide stability. Like maybe there's sort of like a false god or a false idol that you've noticed in your own life or within your family, or just our society. And he's kind of being dethroned right now within your experience. And, to be honest with you, this can be really heavy energy to work through. Like a realization that something that you used to place such value upon, and you used to see as like this authoritative and highly stable figure, like the mask comes off in some kind of way and you realize that this isn't that at all. And so, yeah, I just want to acknowledge the depth of that kind of a realization and, like, potentially the grief that can bring up. And, I think that you know this, but paying the attention that you are to what matters to you and uncovering these false King of Pentacles, it really does lead you to this culmination point of experiencing more emotional fulfillment in your life and having that greater capacity to be with your emotions and feelings, because that's a lot of our programming as well, is to tell us to not listen to our bodies and that emotions are not logical, not rational. I've been that guy. I've been the person to tell people to not listen to what their body is telling them. But through doing this really careful work, and a lot of it's inner work, you might be journaling about this stuff, you might be making art about it, you might be talking to friends or family about it, or you might not feel like that is called for at the moment. But regardless, it does lead you to this. I want to say one more thing about this card, and with a 10 in the tarot, a lot of people talk about this being a point of culmination. So I don't like to think of these things as the end of a road in some way, because I believe the road is always, the path is ever winding forward, if you will. But I think that it can be safe to say that if we choose for this to be an ending point of a cycle, in my experience, some cycles are being repeated and some cycles have ended. So this card today, it's really giving, if you allow it to be the end of a cycle, related to this false King of Pentacles right here. Like, you won't be tricked by his illusion of stability and abundance, because you have been steadily building your own version of whatever that is. So I really like this message for you guys, and for me too. Have any of y'all been going through something to do with this? I noticed a card on the floor in the hallway last night, and I picked it up, and I was like, okay, should I share it with the chat? So what it is actually a Dungeons and Dragons Paladin deck card, and the spell here is Magic Circle. And so there is potentially a way that you can invite in more protection for yourself right now. This could be energetic protection, physical protection, spiritual. Any layer of that is what's being pointed at here. I do feel kind of led to tell you about something that can happen when I've just noticed when I bring up ideas related to spiritual protection that there is a lot of fear. And so I just want to let you know that I'm not telling you to do anything. Allow this to be a confirmation if it's something that you've been thinking about. There are so many ways to go about doing this kind of a thing. You can work with cinnamon, you can work with rue, oregano, rosemary. There are so many plant allies for this. You can do altar work, you can do ancestor work, angel magic, like anyway. Some version of that or the other. I want to focus back on the fear that I was telling you about. So some people are like, well, I have nothing to fear, I have nothing to protect against. And that, I see where you're coming from. I like the willingness to be open, and I also appreciate the courage that you are channeling there with that take. But also think about social media, okay? This is just an easy example for me to use. On social media, it's a good idea to be, y'all already know this, it's a good idea to be really careful with what you're intaking, because that language, those underlying assumptions, and everything that goes into the videos that you're watching, or the emails you're reading, or the articles you're sifting through, that's all permeating your mental. And so having some kind of protection there with whatever it is that you are allowing into your yourself, it's a good idea. So it's not this thing that's rooted in a fear of, I'm scared, I'm being attacked. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about. It's more of just, prevention is, what is it? Prevention is the antidote to cure, or something like that. It's more of something like that. Do any of you guys do any sort of like regular energetic protection stuff? I'm like sort of curious where y'all stand with that. Okay. I think with the next shuffle, I am sensing a little bit of grief with the reverse King of Pentacles, so I'm gonna go for the Grief, Grace, and Healing Oracle right now. I want to say that with the magic circle and the idea of protection, it's really giving Virgo energy to me. So if you're someone who has a prominent placement in Virgo, and it doesn't have to be your sun, moon, or rising, it could be your Chiron. I have Chiron in Virgo. It could be Venus, Mars, any of those personal planets will be heavily felt. It could be like your north node or your south node in Virgo. Like there are so many. Anyway, the point is that the sort of like, I don't like these kinds of hierarchical terms, okay? They kind of like, I roll my eyes internally at them sometimes, but the higher vibration of Virgo, like what Virgo is really trying to do at the end of the day, is do the right thing. Like, she's this very discerning energy. Female, mutable, earth, if that tells you anything. So like what you take in is what you carry with you, and it's also what you create. So yeah, you should be picky. You've done so much work on yourself, right? You should be. Discernment is different than judgment, and it's okay to judge what's not for you. You don't have to be open to everything. That's kind of what I want to say. Hi. You got the cards? Alright, so I pulled out this card, Soften Triggers. You may be more easily triggered or upset lately. You could be feeling raw emotionally, or your nervous system could be understandably frazzled. You have permission to take time out and disengage when it's all too much. Witness and observe the world via healthy detachment. Create a buffer zone around yourself. Old wounds request new healing. Cool. Nurture with healing touch. Snuggle and cuddle with a pet, child, or partner. Get a healing massage. Wrap yourself in a welcoming blanket. Surround yourself with soft pillows. And wear feel-good fabrics. It's talking about pedicures, haircuts, showers, the wind against your skin, finding ways to heal and ground yourself and to let yourself be cozy. Heal through creative hobbies. Get lost in a hobby like gardening, writing, playing an instrument. Oh, you want to play with this? He just brought me a toy. Let me turn on the... You want to turn it on for you?
Welcome to the playground.
Hello, baby.
The videos can have the word welcome to the playground.
It says make time for lighthearted fun or even engrossing creative pursuits. Healing will happen in the background as you do. Answers and epiphanies come through the process or expression of creativity now. Okay, nice. I have no gripes with that advice. Can you guys move that over there to the other room, please? Hey, Layla, could you move that over to the other room, please? Let me help you. Let me help you.
Follow your toy.
Okay. I'm wondering too about this deck here because it always comes in clutch for me. It's actually called the Starseed Oracle, and if you're anything like me, you don't really love that name. But the advice is always good. really proud of you for opening up to spending more time with yourself and like doing things that you want to do, creative things. Like that is, I feel like, so needed right now. We need people who can slow down and express themselves. Okay, give us one more advice, please. Oh, wow. Okay, activated earth, power places, trust where you're led. So maybe there's somewhere you've been thinking about going. Somewhere you've been thinking about going. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a far off place or anything like that. So keep that in mind. I need to go back to the mountain that I live close to. I'm actually wearing a shirt today that I found at the thrift store over here. It just says Cheyenne Mountain on it. It has little pictures of mountains. A messenger. It says serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. Okay, so sometimes it's not necessarily about like what you say, it's about like how you say it, or just like the energetics that you bring when you're saying it, you know? So I wouldn't worry about having the right or the wrong words. You know, if it feels like the right time to do that, that's cool, but at the same time, sometimes it's just like the vibe, you know? And that can really trigger something in people in a good way, like plant a seed. There's this really interesting thing with Sirius, okay? So there are some occult secrets related to Sirius that you might be interested in researching. I don't know. Okay, so let's get like a little bit more. I'm gonna bring in the Woodland Wardens to close us out, and then I have to go rotate the sprinkler outside. I'm trying to get my cover crop to sprout and make sure that I don't let it dry out there. Man, I have been learning a lot about slowing down through gardening. Like, what I envisioned for my garden at the beginning of all this is not at all what it looks like, but it is like getting better every year. And building soil takes time. That's what I've learned. A couple months ago, I went to a seed saving workshop with my sister-in-law, who is a really good friend of mine, and we learned so much. Like, we learned a lot, and one of the things that the teacher shared with us was basically what type of cover crop that we want to get that is local to us. So I planted that, and I'm looking forward to increasing the biodiversity in my soil and having something on top of it so that it's not just getting solarized by the very harsh UV out here. Okay, so we have the wolf and rosehip guardianship, okay? You know, I was telling y'all about protection. So, like, there's something that is happening. This is just pointing to something that is going on that is not a guardian. around you. Maybe this is something you're participating in. Maybe this is something that is just going on in your home or your place of work. But turning your attention toward that and making a decision for what to do about that. Maybe it is just calling in more protection for yourself, you know, in whatever way that feels right for you. We had the hare and oak, new opportunities. So, you know, obviously the hare, very fast moving. This is a mutable energy. So who is mutable? That is Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Virgo. New opportunities. This was reversed as well. So the message here could be that you don't necessarily need to take every opportunity that comes your way for fear of missing out. But it could also, you know, like find that balance between, it's like a discernment thing, right? It's like what feels right to say no to and what feels right to say yes to. I think this is turning our attention toward the energy shift, just sort of like a regular seasonal energy shift where, okay, y'all, we just walked into Scorpio season. That's a very, it can be a transformative time, I'll say that. It can get really watery, underworldy up in here. So be cognizant of your energy. If you need to tap out of certain things, don't be afraid to do that and stand strong in that, okay? Like the oak. This is so interesting here because you see the dichotomy between the hare, I would think of as more like a gentle energy and very springy, and the oak is more solid. So finding your way in between those. And then we've got, it's fine, I'm almost done. That's alright. The lizard and the pitcher plant, stagnation. Okay, so if something feels stagnant in your life, do something about that. Slither along and do something about that, okay? You have the creative power to make whatever needs to happen. I'm going to leave that there because the kids are wanting to scream. And like I said, I need to go rotate my sprinkler. But I hope you guys are doing good. And I'll be back here again soon. Bye.